Okay, we're replacing the rear rotors and the pads on a Subaru 2013 Forester. We're going to go do this. The mechanic gave us a bill for estimate of $375. Was able to get the parts at Pep Boys for $100. The other thing is when you're doing price, see if you can make sure you price things as a group, because I got the rotors and the pads together, I got a 20% discount versus if I bought them individually, and brought them down to an internet price, real easy. The things that we're going to be using, this is what I've got. Obviously you got your rotors, your pads, some clips to go with this. These are 40mm bolts. You'll see where they come to help pull off the old one, and we just need a socket, a 13mm socket and a 14mm socket, C-clamp, some brake clean, some penetrating oil that I already put on some of them, and a wire brush. When you're dealing with an older car and brakes, we always have rust. This is easy. I know it's not a fancy equipment, but you can go buy, most everybody has a drill, some wire pads, and we go for it. So this is where we're going to start with. My daughter is filming this for me, first time, so it might be a little choppy. Oh yeah, the other thing is, I don't care what it is, I have an old flower pot, something to put the bolts in. If you think you're going to lay them down, somebody's going to kick them, someplace so that when they get put down, they don't disappear. A little C-clamp, I got it at a garage sale. I found it the easiest way to push back to the caliper. But you place it over like this, and then when you just crank on it, it pushes the pads back, and it's as simple as that. I think it's the fastest way to do it. These are the sliders right here. We're going to take off the caliper itself first. This is not the problem child normally, these bolts. These are the 14mm. Break them both loose. There is a nut that doesn't tend to turn, but if it does, you might need a open-end wrench to keep it from spinning. And we're going to take these out. Good. And then just pull it up, set it over there. We'll come back to that. Now this is I never remember. I'll leave this way. Again, 14mm. I hit these with some penetrating oil. Begin with. Hopefully I won't have to go there. If they hold up, oh, I'm getting lucky. I did the other side earlier. I had to hit it with a little bit of heat. Doesn't take much. Again, I tend to work them both. Keeps the bracket in place. Almost done here. Just trying to show people who don't have a lot of tools and do rotors or pads once every 4 years that you don't have to go out and buy a lot of new tools and modern equipment. The other thing is, get something to put underneath it. I got an old sheet drop cloth slash, when I'm done I'm going to roll it, throw it out, but it's going to catch all the dirt, oils, and the sprays that's going to come on. Next step, excuse me, is the emergency brake is the old shoe pads in here. Take this stopper out, save it. They don't give you a new one with a new rotor. And then with one of the tools that also you're going to want is a flashlight. And I don't know if we're going to be able to see it on TV, but if you right down here you'll find the adjuster. See if you can see if you can look right in that hole. I don't know if you're gonna be able. You gotta look right in the hole. But it's basically a little wheel, little cog wheel. And then what you want to do is you want to get it up there and spin it up to pull the shoes in case there's a ridge on the inside, because that's going to hold your rotor on. So that's it. They're off. Now that you try to get the old rotor off. I did this earlier. You can see that there was rust around this lip right here. I hit it earlier with the drill and the wire, but it just doesn't want to come. So that's what these bolts are for. And this is where the 13mm socket's going to come in. You can hold on to that for me. On the rotor, there's these two little slots, and these are going to act like gear pullers. You're going to put them in here. You're going to put them in here. Second. One more thing. Let me do this real quick. Go ahead and hit it with a little penetrating oil. Again, your drop cloth is catching all of the dirt. Anyhow, this is where I need my 13mm. And just make sure you do it even on both sides. Should feel it push, and a couple here, a couple there. Whoever thought of doing this, I'm very thankful. Let me get this off, and we have our rotor off. And that's what they're for, and that's the old rotor. Now we're going to pause this. I'm going to take the wire brush and just clean up this hub here a little bit more. And then we'll come back when we're going to reassemble everything. Okay, we're back. I wire brushed off the hub here a little bit more, and we're ready to reassemble. Brake clean, or any brake cleaning, and this is the time to do it. I'm going to finish this can up, get all the grease. My drop cloth is catching all the crap, and we're getting it clean. Some paper towels. Just to wipe everything up. And we're probably never going to see, hopefully, the inside of this again for another 5 years. Or was it 6 years? It's 2019 as we talk. Okay, so this is clean. Brake shoes have been cleaned. They're in good shape. They're just parking brake ones anymore. Again, got this from the local Pep Boy. Bought a kit, 20% discount when you do it that way, and a lot of times they don't advertise it. Anyhow, so this slides back on, just like that. Pretty straightforward. We'll be cleaning up everything when we're all done. Cleaned up the guide a little bit. Yeah. So, this is going to go on the reverse, my little flower pot, where I saved all the bolts. Get everything started. Like I said, all you need is a 14mm socket to do this. Okay, we're almost done putting the guide back in. And then we're going to put the pads on and the caliper, and we'll be good. Okay, and excuse my reach. Just going to slide everything over. So here are the new pads. I'll lay them down. These clips, they really only can go on one wide. I guess I would call them clip guides. They're new ones. One goes down here. One goes up here. Hang on a second here. There we go. and then we put the pads in. And they are going to, curvature follows the rotor. And hopefully they just slide right in and are nice to me today. The other side was giving me a problem. I would suggest also here we go, wearing the latex gloves. Get a box, save you a bunch of time cleaning your hands up afterwards. And you don't make those incidental getting the dirt in the car trips either, hopefully. Can you pause it? Okay, we are back. We got the pads on. It was a little embarrassing. Took me a while to get them lined up, but once I got them lined up, they popped right in. And we're just on the caliper. We are just pushing the piston back all the way because we got brand new. Oops. We got new pads. Okay, freeze it. We just need to push the piston back, grabbing one of the old pads so it doesn't go into the piston like it did. And you just push it back. Don't rush it. Give it time. And that's it. Oh, the other thing is we're gonna put some a little bit of grease on the brake grease on this so they don't shatter. Not shatter, but chatter. Doesn't take much. They sell these packets for like $1.50. All the good salesmen will sell you them. There we go. It doesn't take much. Try not to get it on the rotor, obviously. It's just for the back of the pad. Flip this over. Just slide right in there. Pots. Again, get everything started. One. There's two. 14mm socket wrench. Let's put these on. Okay, the last thing to do, there's about 3 or 4 things to do. Let's readjusting this brake in here. That cog wheel. You just reach in there and you rotate it the other way. You did before, which in this case is down, and then put your little plug back in, and then I'm not going to show, you're going to want to hit this all with brake cleaner, get all the grease. There's a little bit of oil. The new ones have a little bit of oil on them too. That's that. And then the thing that you want to make sure you do is when you're done, after you push the pistons all the way back, you want to make sure you come in here. You're going to want to pump your brakes a couple times to reconnect the pads to your rotors. And then check the handbrake. If it feels good, you're good. Otherwise, you might have to adjust the wheel, the little adjustment wheel down there a little bit more. But other than that, that's it, gentlemen. Rotors, new pads, 2013 Subaru Forester.